compared to last spring?
Nothing really. I still got to compete. We have competitors, in the quarterback room. Not just Mac Jones. We got Paul Tyson, and then we got my little brother as well, and then we got the walk-ons. So, it's not time to take off, not time to relax. It's still time where we got to all compete. So.
You happy you got through the first practice unscathed?
You say what?
You're happy you got through the first spring practice unscathed this time?
So,
yeah,
meaning I didn't have to.
Yeah, not injured.
Yeah. Yeah, last year was definitely different. Last year I got hurt. So.
What's it like with your brother being here?
It's good, but when he comes here, it's a business. You got to work for what he wants and what he needs to do to become successful here, and it's not going to be given whether his brother's a quarterback here or not, or even if our father was the head coach here, he'd still have to work the same way.
It's a different being like a teammate and being a brother. Your teammate on the field, brother off the field. Is it that kind of dynamic?
It definitely is. Definitely, when practice happens, it's like you're looking at your teammate, as on the defense, you're looking at those guys as guys I got to compete against, and then off the field, they're our friends. They're my brothers and whatnot. So it's exactly the same take.
When you reflect on last year, what are some of the memories? What are the things that stand out when you think about your first year starting?
I can't think too much about the good because, a lot of the bad still stands there. But I think the biggest takeaway for me for last year would be the things that I didn't correct, throughout the little games. Throughout the games where we played teams that, weren't up to our, kind of competition, we kind of made a lot of mistakes and we could get away with it. But, ended up catching up to us, and, I think that's something big that we can all take from, as a team.
You obviously had a lot of personal success last year, but how much are you kind of focusing on some of those games that didn't go your way, Georgia, Clemson, against elite defenses that were a struggle at times?
Well, I think that's where it comes to play. When it gets you, and it ended up getting us throughout those times, and it just wasn't enough time for us to recuperate and try to fix it because they were habits already instilled. So, this is an opportunity for us, throughout spring ball to get better with that.
What did Clemson do that was effective in defending you?
Well, they have really good defense. They had a really good front seven. They had really good DBs. Their defense coordinator, he called a great game. I think the biggest thing is the way they disguised their coverages, how they went about doing things. They made it look like one thing pre-snap, and then post-snap was totally different thing. So I think they did a really good job throughout that.
We talk about the transition from going from Brian Dable to, now Sark, and then having, Enos and a combination of Bloxley last year. How's that been, and how is, Sark different than those three other guys?
Well, I think you can't really compare all the coaches. You look at it more so as, these guys have their own way of coaching. These guys have their own style, and you just got to kind of learn to go with it, because at the next level, it's not always going to be the same person. And so you got to be able to adjust, and you got to be able to go with it as well. So they all have different styles. Coach Loxley was one way, Coach Dable was another way, and, with our offense that we're running now, it's different too. So it's just getting used to what they're doing and what they like, and going with it.
Is it good to have the QB coach be the same as the OC?
It is. It is. I'd say that helps because, they're not going elsewhere, to hear information. They're not going to the receivers. They hear this from the receivers. Then they're coming to the quarterbacks. They're hearing this from the quarterbacks. They're just hearing it directly from the quarterbacks. And, the relationship between your quarterback and your OC is definitely something big. So.
How much of a learning curve is, you said the offense was a little different. How much of a learning curve is that?
We've implemented a good amount of things, that Sark likes to run, and that he's run in the past. But we still have a good amount of the things that we've had last year, so it's not too much of a big learning curve.
He's known for the West Coast offense. Is a lot of it kind of getting the ball out sooner? Is that one of the things you're working on?
Well, right now we haven't really implemented everything. We're about to start day 2 today. And we'll just kind of have to see what he has planned for us.
2 more. You had a relationship with him before. Was it just good to see him back here?
Oh yeah, it was really good. He offered me while he was at USC, and USC was my dream school too, so you know, I'll be forever grateful for that. But I mean, just the person he is, he's a good guy. I mean, he's a relationship person, you know, in the quarterback room with not only me but everyone in there. So it's a real easy learning environment.
How did you decompress from the season after everything, after the Clemson game, after the whole playoff Heisman? How did you decompress, and you know, what was that like for you?
Went back to work. Just went back to work. That was it.
All right. Thank you, Phil.